Hello everyone, welcome back to the second video of the three-part series. Today I am focusing on cleansing, and so in case you didn't see the last video or because these will be up on YouTube as well, I am Holly Stark, owner of Holly Stark Holistic Wellness, and I am teaching about crystals, cleansing crystals, meditating with crystals. My last video was all about finding crystals, attracting to crystals, and then selenite and black tourmaline, and why those two are so powerful, and and why those two should always be in your collection. So like I said, today is going to be all about cleansing. So there's a lot of different ways to cleanse. I'm going to be going through sage, Palo Santo, selenite, moon, sun, and earth, as well as water. So to start with, I think the main way to sage is with Palo Santo and sage. The main way to cleanse is through Palo Santo and sage. That's what you see most people usually doing. So when I first got into crystals, I knew a lot of them needed to be cleansed and smudged, but I wasn't really sure how to do it. And I wasn't really sure, like, when I light it on fire, what I would do with it and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to make a video actually showing you guys. So first I want to go over, sorry, my cat is trying to get in the room right now and I'm just watching her because I shut the door on her, or else she'd be like walking across the screen and it'd just be a little annoying. Sage, you can get sage in all different sticks. This is just like a small stick. I also sometimes, because I have like little bits of sage, so sometimes I just use these as well. So sage is good for taking the bad vibes out and cleansing. So when I sage, I usually sage my entire apartment, myself, my crystals, and yeah. And so when you sage, it's always good to open all the doors in your house if you can, all the windows, because it's going to let the negative energy go out. So as you're cleansing and smudging, all that negative energy, whether it's in yourself, in the crystals, or in the environment of your home or apartment, it's going to get out. So make sure, even when it's winter, and I live in the Chicago area, so it's freaking cold, I always make sure at least to crack doors or windows. So my front door actually just goes to a hallway, so that wouldn't really make sense for me to open. So I have a big sliding door that goes to my patio, so I always open that, and then I have a bedroom window, so I open that a crack if it's winter. But so in order to stage something, all you do is, I don't know how well this is going to go, me lighting this on camera, so we'll just see. So you just want to kind of burn it. And this one's kind of really burned at the tip here, so you'll see the smoke coming through. So all I do when I sage my crystals, and it's already out. Cool. Let's see. Get this baby going. So all I do is usually, they're on my shelf or my desk, but for the purpose, I just bring the sage around it, getting all the energy out. And I'm showing my bedroom window behind me right now. You just can't really see it. So that's how I sage the crystals. So one by one, I'll take it. And I have a ton of crystals, so I don't pick each one up individually. But if you only have a few, I totally recommend picking each one up individually, because why not? And you're infusing your energy in it at the same time. So I do this, and then I always, if I'm saging myself, I just sort of bring it around my entire body. One good thing is to have a dish. So I have one of the shells, abalone shells. I don't think I'm saying that right, but you know what? So I have one of the shells, and I keep all my stuff in it, my Palo Santo, which is on the desk right now, on the sage. So I just sort of bring it around myself. I'll bring it down my arms, down my legs. I sage over my bed. I sage all the windows and the doors. And when I do the windows and doors, and this just might be something I do, I don't think everyone does it, and you totally don't have to, but all windows and doors, I literally will make a heart, which this burned out, so whatever. I literally make a heart with the smoke from the sage, because I just feel like that just promotes like this loving energy into my home, which is what I want. So that's how you sage. Usually if it's still burning, then I'll just, or you can even use a bowl. I use a bowl, like just a glass bowl, for like the first year that I ever saged anything. So it's totally fine. So you just want to bring this, and I just sort of blot it out, make sure, especially if you're done, you know, that all of your, the fire is kind of put out and stuff like that. So you do that first. So, or I do that first. I think I like to sage and then Palo Santo, and here's why. So with the saging, like I said, you're getting the negative energy out, you're getting the negative vibes out. With Palo Santo, you're then bringing positive energy in. So sage, bad vibes out, Palo Santo, good vibes in. With me? Okay. So weird. So weird. I'm so sorry. So with the Palo Santo, most Palo Santo you'll find is just like, looks like this, which is just little sticks. Excuse me for readjusting. But like I was at a crystal shop today, and they had really huge chunks of Palo Santo, which I kind of was obsessed with, but at the same time, in my luck, I would light one of those babies and it would be like there goes my eyebrows. And I'm like, I really like my eyebrows and my eyelashes. So probably not the best. So Palo Santo to me, so sage smells amazing. Palo Santo to me, guys, I love the smell of this stuff. There was a mist at a crystal shop that was just Palo Santo scented. And then I think I was reading the back, and they ground Palo Santo wood into it to get the scent. I was like, can I get this as a perfume? Or so yeah, I'm a little obsessed. So with this, you do the similar thing. And I also, so usually my sage doesn't burn out that quickly ever. So it's probably just because I'm recording. So it's just being a butthole. But my Palo Santo, I do have sometimes trouble getting it to stay lit. So, or getting it to stay smoking and stuff. I also have a fan going above me because it's 100 degrees. So once you have, so again, with the Palo Santo, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to put it around. So if I have like a crystal shelf, let's say my hand is the shelf, and there's like a million crystals on it, because that's how it actually works, I'll just sort of bring it around each one, instead of like picking it up and fully bringing it around each one. Again, with the Palo Santo, I'll bring it around myself to help bring good energy in and good vibes in. And I will do the hearts around my door, just in my windows, to bring even more high vibes in. And again, this one already came out. This is old stick too. I've had this one for a while, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, to be honest. But again, I always just tap it to make sure that all of the fire is fully out before I put it in. And I just keep my stuff in here all the time. I mean, I have multiple Palo Santo and sage sticks sitting on my crystal shelf, and on my shop technically, which is in my home still, always. But I always just, the main ones that I've been using, I always just keep in my shelf. And all like the little scraps that I've been using as well, I just keep in there as well. So, and I'm going to have actually sage and Palo Santo bundles in the shop. I don't remember. I can't remember what I named them. I named them like Cleansing Vibes and Cleansing Times or something like that. I don't know. It was a cute little name. So I'm just going to let this burn because I think it smells really good while I continue to talk. So yeah, so I always think that Palo Santo and smudging is the best. But I also cleanse in other ways. So let me put this down here. So another way to cleanse your crystals is with selenite. And I kind of went over this in the last video that I posted as well. So selenite is a master cleanser. So like I said, you can set things next to selenite. You can put them, if you have a big rock like this, as I showed last time, you can put them on the selenite. Anything like that will help charge it. An amethyst bed or quartz clusters can also help charge your crystals. Or if you have like a geode crystal, you can put smaller crystals inside a geode, and that helps cleanse as well. If I'm cleansing with a crystal though, I love selenite. I mean, I think it's pretty apparent that it's my absolute favorite crystal. So, so like I demonstrated in the last video, I just bring the selenite stick usually around myself. You know, if I'm doing my like bed, for instance, bring it around the bed, from doing crystals, you know, bring it around the crystal, let it stand the crystal, whatever. So I kind of went over that in the last video, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this selenite in this video. So if you haven't seen the last video, go ahead and pop back. It's just the last video that I uploaded on Monday. So another great way to cleanse your crystals is through the moon, sun, and the earth. So you can place them in the moonlight or in the sunlight. When I do this, I just have like a little patio on my table. So sometimes I don't usually place all of them out there because I have a million. So I'll just place like a few out there every, you know, especially on like a new moon or full moon, the energies are so strong. It's really good then. But I mean, you can do it at any time. It's just the strongest energy at that time. And then the sunlight as well. The only thing you want to be careful with the sunlight is, one, your crystal's fading, because some of them, the vibrancy of the colors could start fading a little bit. And two, if it's a quartz crystal, you want to make sure you're monitoring it, because quartz crystals, if they're in direct sunlight for too long, they will catch fire. Like, not in like the roof is on, like your roof will be on fire. So you just want to make sure that having quartz crystals out in the sun, you're really just paying attention to them and watching them, so that nothing happens to the rest of your things. So those are two really good ways to cleanse. And then the third way, which I said, is the earth. So what you do when you cleanse with the earth is you just want to, dig a hole in the earth, in the dirt, and bury your crystals in it, which I know sounds crazy, but if you really think about it, crystals are found in the earth. So of course they're going to charge up and be even better when you put them back there for a little bit. So it's recommended to leave them in for 2 weeks, which 2 weeks is a typical moon cycle. So it would be really cool if you buried them like on the night of a full moon and then brought them out on like a new moon, or vice versa. So it's recommended 2 weeks. Like I said, you probably could do a shorter time, but just because it'd be between moon cycles, I think it'd be really good. Just don't forget where you put them, especially if you have like a big yard or a dog that likes to dig or something like that. Or if you live in an apartment like I do, it may not be as recommended because, like, for instance, we have maintenance people on the grounds. So like I wouldn't want them to, like, I don't know, find them or think it's just rocks or something like that. They'd be like, no, my babies. So yeah. So just be careful with that one, as well as the sun, the quartz in the sun. So lastly, the last good way to cleanse your crystals is through water, which I remember reading somewhere like a while ago that not all crystals are good with water. So you do want to probably Google and make sure, just like the sunlight dimming its colors, that it's okay to be, submerged in water. So what you can do, and I meant to bring a bowl in here just to show you, but you can just get a glass bowl. I prefer glass. You could use plastic, but just like glass bowls. And you want to submerge the crystal in water for a few minutes. You can also do a water solution. So it'd be part water and then a little bit of mild detergent, especially if you found them in the earth. That would help get like the actual natural dirt off of it if you're trying to cleanse that off of it as well. So you could do either way with water. I personally haven't really ever cleansed with water, besides maybe like once or twice. And that was just because I was kind of experimenting. I typically use selenite, full moon or new moon light, and sage Palo Santo. I sage Palo Santo my apartment and all my crystals almost weekly. And I have selenite all over my house. So that's also always cleansing. So yeah, so those are the main ways that are known for cleansing your crystals. You can also find, I know at one of the crystal shops that I've been to, they have like a spray that you could just like spray on the crystals, and I think it's made from like sage and Palo Santo spray, or ground up, and that's how it's made with, I think, a water soluble. So, and it's like, I was reading directions on one of them one time, and it was just like, just hold your crystal in your hand and spray the bottle around. So there are things like that exist as well. So it's completely up to you how you want to do it. But yeah, so thank you for watching today's video. On Friday, I'll be back with a meditation video. in breathwork video and how to meditate with crystals and things like that. So be excited for that one, and remember to stay open to the vibes, the positive, and all of the woo-woo inside of you. So have a good night. Any comments that you have, leave down below, and we will have a Q&A again on Thursday like we did yesterday, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.